Rumors are true. Names that are legendary. StockLegends.com.
Hey, good day traders. Today we are looking at Grne for January 10th, 2012. Be sure to go to StockLegends.com, and on our website here, you can go to the sign up for our newsletter here, enter your name and email address and hit join, and also follow us on Twitter to be sure you guys are getting our StockLegend.com alerts. Now, taking a look at the technicals, this goes back 9 months. We're going to do a little bit of history here on the chart. We could see that we had a lot of volatility really pick up here back in August, and we had a very classic pattern form here. This is what we would call a pennant or an ascending triangle pattern. And what this is characteristic of is generally we will see a clear defined trend emerge from this sort of a pattern, and it can go either way, up to the upside or the downside. But what we want to do is we want to draw two lines and they intersect into each other. We've got a resistance line that's pushing the prices lower, and on the opposite side we have a support that's pushing the prices upward. And as the volatility gets really tight, we look to volume. If volume increases, we get a breakout. If volume declines, we get a breakdown usually. And we can see that we had a little volume spike here, and keep in mind that this was a fairly thinly traded stock in the first half of 2011. Things are different now. We could see a very light volume spike here, and this broke the stock out, and we had a nice run all the way up to 0063. And it's interesting, if we took the support trend line and extended it upward, where it breaks this support trend is your exit, and you can see that the MACD line, which gives us our buy and sell signals, a confirmation of those signals, you can see it crossed over to the downside, also confirming a sell signal. And from here the price took a deep dive, went all the way back briefly to 0001. You can see that it's touched it once before we had the breakout, and we touched it again, and now we've got another pattern happening. This one's a little bit less defined, but what we can clearly see is that we have a resistance trend line here. When we can connect a few points together, we also had one right here, this slope, but this breakout basically ended the decline and just moved the stock pretty much sideways from here. But this downtrend line that we have here is clearly defined. We had a top here, a top here, a top here, and a top here. And today, on large volume at 17.3 million shares, we had a breakout. We broke past the resistance. And we can also sort of see something characteristic to what we saw in the last one, where we sort of get a pennant pattern. You can see higher lows building up, and so this could be our trend support. You can see it's very steep, and we're very close to the breakout point, so this makes it an excellent entry for an excellent run to occur. Now let's take a look at some of the other indicators to see if they're also confirming the fact that we have a breakout. We take a look at RSI. This gives us overbought and oversold signals. Oversolds are generally around 30 or below, overboughts around 70 and above this line. And you can see that in the downtrend lines, or in the downtrends, or when there's no upward movement happening, you see the RSI generally moves from 30 at the bottom to 50 are usually the tops. And when it breaks the 50 signal line, we get a run to 70. And inversely, when we move below 50, we get a downtrend. So the stock's basically been in a downtrend from about mid-September, and you can see that the RSI stayed below 50 through the entire downtrend. Now we've got a breakout here in the RSI. We closed today at 56.57, above 50. Again, we're getting a confirmation on that the RSI has a breakout. Taking a look at some of the other indicators, this is the STO, Stochastics, the slow version, and this sort of gives us general trends. You can see it's moving up. Not a lot of technical details in this particular example, but we do have the accumulation, which shows a similar pattern. You can see that it's been moving down throughout the entire downtrend line. Now we had this huge accumulation spike just prior to the breakout. This is an early warning signal for savvy traders, able to see the accumulation pick up, and this is characteristic because the volume's increasing when the volatility is really tight. Generally, when you see volume start to increase, like we saw back in here, the first few days of 2012, as the volume picks up, that's characteristic. We could see a breakout, and we did get a breakout. We have it today, so certainly we do anticipate a nice long trend to the upside. Now, the last trend to the upside ran for maybe about 2 weeks, so we should at least have something characteristic to that as well. Where we see some resistance, Probably the first one could be around the 0011 or the 000 or the 001 area, or the 0009, where we kind of had some resistance around here. So let's draw on a little resistance line, because this could be potentially a resistance. And next we should have our previous support, which is at 0032. Right here you can see it was a support, and previous support does behave as resistance. You can see it held the support area for a number of days, into probably close to 2 weeks. When the resistance line broke, that's when the pullback happened. So this is probably going to be a likely target here for this particular run. Anything could happen. Watch for the RSI to get overbought, and watch the trend line. That could give you the signal that a reversal will happen when this support trend gets broken. Currently we're day one into the breakout, so very low risk entry. I hope everyone gets an opportunity to trade this, and thanks very much for watching. Until next time.